What's up guys? Today we're going to be going ahead and replacing 24 valve stem seals. However, I'm just going to show you guys how to go ahead and replace one of them. Also a little bit of a teardown as well, seeing that we have to kind of take apart several things to get down to the valve stems. You can do this in your car. You don't need to take the head off. It's not that hard of a job, it's pretty tedious. I've never done this myself, but with the help of a couple tools that I'm about to show you guys in a second, you guys are gonna do this at home yourself with no problem. Just follow the steps that we go ahead and do today and you guys will be good to go. So you guys might be wondering, why do you need to replace your valve stem seal? So first off, if you guys have your 2J and your exhaust manifold is off by chance, go ahead and peek inside your valves. If they look like this, you'll probably want to go ahead and replace them. But if they're nice and dry, then you don't need to replace them. However, it's always something good to go ahead and just do. JCs are notorious for valve stem seals, so 1Js, 2Js, just go ahead and get them done. And obviously intake exhaust, you have 24 to do, 12 on each side, so we'll just go ahead and show you how to do one, and from there you guys can handle it yourselves. Also, if your car is already running and you just, your motor isn't apart, so you can't just go ahead and check your valves. So when you're driving and on after a long decel, back on the gas, if you're burning a lot of oil, if there's a lot of smoke coming from, sorry, that light is super bright, but if there's a lot of smoke coming from the back of your car, you'll probably need to check your seals. So let's go ahead and check out the tools we're gonna need and we'll just hop right into it. Alright guys, so I will have the links in the description for these that you guys can go ahead and pick them up yourselves. I got both these on Amazon. I'll have a link for these as well. These are from GSC. These are their valve stem seals. So these are like a little upgraded, the material's a little bit better for the high heat and stuff like that. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and use. First tool here, we have the valve keeper remover and installation kit. As you guys see, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to go ahead and use these. It's pretty straightforward, but I'll explain it as we go. So don't you guys worry. Oh, I broke it. I already broke it. Second tool is the valve seal remover. You don't need this, it just makes it a whole lot easier. This is what you're actually going to go ahead and remove your valve stem or valve seals out with. You're going to go ahead and we'll have to figure out which one we need and which one fits on them and stuff like that. So that's just a quick kind of rundown on the tools that we got. And I can't get this back in already. Okay. Alright guys, so with the serpentine belt off, as you guys saw, basically I just had to pull down on this thing to kind of relieve some tension. Belt slipped right off. Went ahead and took out the crank pulley bolt, which was easier said than done. Needed two people. And then I went ahead and removed the crank pulley, which itself is a little bit tricky if you don't have a puller. I have one that I made myself, worked out pretty well. And by the way, you guys can see all the oil down here. It's a good thing we're diving in. Next thing, we can go ahead and remove the tensioner, which is 3 12mm bolts. Oh wait. Okay. Then we can go ahead and remove the lower cover, which I believe are a few 10mm bolts. Okay. Alright, next to remove the belt, I'm going to go ahead and remove this tensioner down here. I believe there's two 12mm bolts. And there you have it. I mean, yeah, so a couple days have gone by. So yeah, I had to wait and get myself a 14mm Allen socket to take the Vvt-I cam gear off, so that kind of pushed us back. And for my subscribers, you guys would know that, you know, we just got our transmission back from the past video and got the engine in, so I was like, alright, let's just go ahead and cram this thing in. That way we have a lot more room in here, and we can just get things out the way. But we are still able to go ahead and do the job just as easily, pretty much, as if we were to have it out the car. Maybe it might be like a little bit more annoying, but had to put the lights in, man. Damn, it looks good. Woo! Low! Suckers are on there. Little wiggle. There you go. Now we're going to be doing the cam seals, because as you guys can see, maybe you can or can't, but it's super oily. We're definitely going to do our cam seals. Now, to remove the Vvt-I gear, you're going to need a 14mm Allen, which I actually got a kit at Harbor Freight, and because I didn't have one, that's why technically my progress stopped that one night. Okay, that one wasn't nearly as tight. Okay, and then we're exposed with another, what looks to be like a 10mm maybe? So something tells me that this 10mm is going to be pretty tight. I don't know, we'll see. Wow. Now, I don't know if this just pops off now. Yep, okay, that it does. Okay. And there you have it, Vvt-I gear, and it's very oily. It's very oily. And go ahead and remove the backing plate there. We got a couple 10mm on each side. You guys can actually see just how leaky those were. Obviously hasn't ran in a while, but you can just see how wet and nasty, and look at that little puddle right there. Same thing on this side. A little bit squeezed out up top there. So now to remove the Vvt-I solenoid, I believe it's called. Again, this is my first time diving into a JZ like this. I'm learning as I'm going, but this is how I learn. I think we're going to go ahead and remove these two 10mm up here, as well as the actual, what I believe is either the drain or the feed for this supply up here. Yeah. Our new breaker bar, by the way. I'm pretty stoked on it.
Oh, sick. Dude,
ooh, break me, Mickey.
Yeah. Because we bought umbrella.
We brought a little pink umbrella.
Alright, once your Vvt-I solenoid is off, we're going to go ahead and take off the cams. Make sure you guys look up the sequence. It's going to be way too long to show you guys on camera. Just look it up. It's super easy. And just do it like 1/8 of a turn. Just crack them loose. Don't go and take them all out. Your program's going to be amazing. You're going crazy. Cams sketch me out.
Why?
I don't know, they're just...
Isn't it because they have to sit a certain way, right? You know what? You know, it's kind of a terrible funny story. I was trying to get something off of my cam after I got it back, and obviously then I got like no points for it.
Alright guys, so once your cams are out, make sure everything's all organized. You know, got your intake exhaust, and make sure everything goes back in the way you took it out. We'll follow full like torque specifications, stuff like that later when that comes. But now comes a time where it's a little bit weird. I'm actually going to be using a bit of rope to stuff our cylinder to keep our valve from dropping, because essentially when we take off your seal, your valve is basically free to move where it wants to move. So drop the cylinder all the way to its lowest point, fill it with a rope, compress it, keep going until we can't put any more rope in, and then drop the cylinder all the way to the top point so it kind of holds the rope up top and holds the valve at the same time. So let's get to it. This feels weird, right?
Those are beautiful.
Feels weird. I feel like you shouldn't be doing this. But we're out here,
just shoving some
just feeding.
rope.
I think I'm gonna run out.
Your battery's dying, mate.
I might need to get more out, mate. She's already sucked in 6 feet already, mate.
Oh, Jesus.
Holy fuck. Okay, word, this actually worked well. I can't even turn the motor over anymore, so we're good. Next thing I gotta do is get yourself a magnet and
Can you just open the door, Brian?
wow, that came off so satisfyingly easy. And you gotta take out these little buckets and make sure they go in the same spot. So we're just gonna put it to the side for now. And we're gonna do one at a time, okay? One at a time. All right, now, you're gonna go ahead and take our valve keeper removal tool, the smaller one that comes in the pack, and go ahead and place it as center on the valve, or I guess on the spring, and like all this as you can. And I guess you just give it a...
Yo, Kel, you got a rag? I just grabbed your thing by the shaft and I got a...
There we go.
Go on his laptop, see if it does it on his.
All right, so once when your whole little retainer and goddamn, what are these called? So once you got to your retainer and shims out, they should all come out as one. It might take you guys a couple taps with a hammer to actually get it out. I'll show you guys one more, but when you take it out, be careful not to lose it because it's a pretty strong magnet. You see, you got one shim in there, and then I think one's hiding in there. So I like to take them all out, put them all back together, set them to the side, and then we'll go ahead and I'll show you guys how to put a new seal in and put them all right back together. And we have 23 more to go. So to remove the seal, I'm not too sure if I showed you guys, you take your removable pliers that come in your little kit, and you go in here. Obviously once your spring and everything's out, you give her a little grasp, and you
roll board now.
give her a little yeet, and there she comes. So that should be the top of the seal, the little tapered rubber part. These are cooked, by the way. Look at the difference. Can you guys see the difference in the hole? Look at the hole size, dude. See if I can get on the white background. Oh, that's... Oh, don't even think about it. Your engine will smoke like a chimney if you ran these. So that's why we're putting new ones in. So when it comes time to put your new seal in, I like to dump mine in oil and just wipe off the excess. Slip it on the valve. And then you're going to go ahead and take your installation tool with the right kind of attachment that works best for your seal. And you go ahead, slip it on top, essentially, and give her a couple little taps. I kind of go by the sound. You can kind of notice the tone changes. So yeah, there you guys have it, installed. Okay, I'll show you guys what it looks like with some new seals in here. Bada bing, bada boom. I don't know if they're different on 1Js, but 2Js, I believe they're the same size. You can buy ones that have different materials because obviously one gets way hotter than the other. But the ones that I got, the GSC Power ones, they're all the same, so they're just high performance all around. Alright, so when it comes to reinstallation, go ahead and start off by putting in your spring. Make sure you don't mess them up. That's why I like to do one valve at a time. Get your spring back in there. You go ahead and get your installation tool, which is the removal tool plus the little upper bit, I guess. And you're gonna go ahead and grab your shim and retainers. And it's got this little spring-loaded pin up here just to kind of keep everything from, popping out. Get it on top, line everything up really nice, and just basically push on it until you can feel them both click. And there you guys have it. They're in. So that right there is what you should end up with. Make sure both of your retaining clips are in securely. You can actually go ahead if you want to and go back to your removal tool and just give it a couple light taps, just enough to compress the spring to make sure those will not fall out. And then obviously go ahead and finish the deal up by tossing on your little bucket. And you're done. Well, 23 valve seals later and we're all set. So pretty straightforward process. It's pretty damn simple. As long as you guys have those tools, which I will have linked in the description, they make the job way easier. So go ahead and grab those. It's definitely worth it. You guys could probably even go ahead and return them. I honestly might do the same. But yeah, now we will not have any more smoky 2JZ problems. I believe those valve seals were like $30, so I mean, you can't go wrong. The torque on the cam caps is 14 foot-pounds. Just go ahead and make sure you do it in sequence. I put some new cam seals in. I have the exhaust cam, sorry, RB mind. Usually they're flipped around. Exhaust cam is on. We just had to mess with the Vvt-I gear, which I'm going to do a rebuild on, which I'll probably make a video on it. So stay tuned for that if you guys are looking for another little how-to. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe for more how-tos and more just build videos in general. This is kind of a little bit out of my ball. I used to do these more often, but I haven't really done just a specific how-to in very long. But it's good. You know, it's cool. It teaches you guys something. And get yourself a JZ. Now you guys know what to do. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Have a good day. I'll catch you later. Peace.